Good morning and welcome on this first Monday morning that we're meeting together in August. Where is this year going? It is absolutely flying by at the speed of light. It'll be Christmas before we know it. But we're not going to be doing Christmassy things today. I'm sure that they are going to be coming. With a vengeance very soon, but today we're still going to be thinking sort of florals and flowers, but florals and flowers um, with something new that's coming up. It's a bit of a sneaky peek. Um, so, as I say, good morning. My name is Helen Jennings. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based here in the UK, and I try and come on live with you twice a week to share some crafting with you so that, you know, in the midst of our busy weeks, we have a little bit of time to take out and say hello and have a bit of crafty fun. Good morning, Jane. Lovely to see you. Thank you for joining us this morning. Morning, Neat. You're not ironing along with me, Neat. You'd be a good day to catch me ironing. Um, but lovely to have you with us. So do pop on and say hello. Do share this. Do comment. Do let us know what you're up to, how you're feeling, how your day's going. We love to interact with all of you. So welcome. So let us swap over our view. Hi, Jackie. Oh, 5 minutes. Let's see what we can pack into our 5 minutes. 6 p.m. there, Jane. Oh, well, we're just gone. It's coming up towards 9:10. Okay, so this is me. As always, this is where you can find me, www.loveaduckie.co.uk, or check me out morningly under Love-a-Duckie, whether you're looking on Pinterest, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I'm in all of those places. Okay, I've got in front of me two catalogues, the mini catalogue and the Sale-a-Bration catalogue. Still can't show you the inside of these catalogues. Check back tomorrow, then I will be, because they go live to customers tomorrow. So I have sent out catalogues. Hopefully lots of you will have received them. If you haven't received them, you're here in the UK and you would like one of these catalogues, a mini catalogue, a Sale-a-Bration catalogue, or indeed one of our annual catalogues, if you would like any of those, then do get in touch with me. And I would be happy to send you one. Either message me directly, or if you head over to my website, www.loveaduckie.co.uk, you will find the far right button at the top, the contact me. You'll find a link to request a catalogue. So just fill that in and I will get one sent out to you. So we are going to be using something from the Sale-a-Bration. For those of you that have been around for a while, it's unusual to see a Sale-a-Bration catalogue in August. In the past, it has been January, February and March that we have had Sale-a-Bration. This year, it just happened in January and February at the beginning of the year. We've now got Sale-a-Bration Part 2, Sale-a-Bration the Summer Edition, which means there's a whole new brochure with a whole new collection of things. And with Sale-a-Bration, there are, as always, 3 ways that you can benefit. You can benefit if you buy anything. So if you buy anything from any of the current catalogues, the new mini or the annual, and it comes to a total of £45 or more, you get to choose one of the free gifts, one of the freebies in the Sale-a-Bration catalogue. And so I can't show you those in the catalogue. I could dig them out and show you them in person, but we'll do that tomorrow when they are actually available. So with a £45 order here in the UK, or the equivalent wherever you are in the world, you can choose a freebie. If you host an event that generates a qualifying order, there is another really lovely stamp set that you can get in addition to all the other freebies that you can get. And obviously there's always a joining offer. So if you want to join the Stampin' Up family and get your starter kit and come along and be a happy shopper with us, then during Sale-a-Bration you are going to be able to choose one of a list of bundles from the new mini catalogue to have in addition to your starter kit. So your starter kit as usual, and then a bundle, either a stamp and die bundle or a stamp and punch bundle of your choice from the list that's in the catalogue. So a really, really good time to be joining the family. The value of getting that starter kit becomes even greater. It's great value whenever you join during Sale-a-Bration. It's always even better value. So what are we playing with today that includes a newbie? Now this is a stamp set in the annual catalogue. It's called Shaded Summer. It's got these beautiful floral images and got some really lovely sentiments and really sort of some longer sentiments, things that you could add inside your cards as well on the front. You're getting the glare back on that stamp set. I apologise, but may the good you do come back to you, and above and beyond. You go there a lot. Love you, friend. Happy birthday. Some friendships are just meant to be. Hello, you. Thank you. And then you've got these two large floral images and this little bit of foliage just here. So that is a stamp set that you will find in the annual catalogue. Really pretty, lovely for I've seen quite a lot of things done with it where it's done sort of in monochrome, so using the colour ink on the same colour card and to create some monochrome cards. Really beautiful, really lovely little stamp set. But there is a Sale-a-Bration gift that is available. So if you spend £90 on anything, so if you've got a big wish list and your shopping list comes to £90, you can claim this stamp set, this die set, as your free Sale-a-Bration item, your free gift. And so with this Sale-a-Bration item, these dies, that die is going to cut out that flower, that is going to cut out that flower, that is going to cut out that little bit of foliage, and then in addition you are going to get all these beautiful die cut flowers and things. And it's called summer shadows, because even with these flowers you're going to get sort of, the one gives you like sort of almost like a shadow effect behind the other. So that pair goes together, that pair goes together, these leaves go together, and then you get this little solid flower and this solid leaf. Now we did actually use some die cuts from this set for one of our projects in my games night on Friday. So there's a simple little card created with all of those die cuts, and they are just really beautiful, and they are such a good size. They're quite a big die as well, so really useful little die set to have in your stash. And you can get it just by buying the things on your wish list. So create your wish list. If your wish list comes to £90, then you can claim this as a free gift as of tomorrow. So I thought we'd have a play with it today. Okay, so for the first card, I think we're going to be concentrating mainly on the stamp set. Let me just get some basic white card here. Get rid of some of these bits of card that seem to be stuck in my trimmer. I'm just going to cut this in half for now. We've got some to play with. And then we'll cut that in half again. Okay, I think I'm going to stamp and colour in my images on this piece, and then we will do some die cutting. Let's find our blocks. We need an E block for that one. We should get away, yep, with a D block for that one. And let's have a B block for that one. And we'll choose our sentiments in a little while. Got an itchy palm. That's something to do with money, isn't it? They're both itching, so that probably means money's coming in and going out. Not good. Well, it depends on the balance of what's coming in and what's going out as to how good that is. Okay, so I think I will use... I'm going to go in with some Memento. So I'm actually going to stamp these flowers in black to start with. So you do get... You can see where the idea of the monochrome comes from, because all of this area that is inked up, obviously if you did that in a, you know, I don't know, pale papaya or something, you would get a lot of the colour then stamped out, because there is all that shading on there. Let's come in with this one. I'm thinking that my Memento pad might want a touch of re-inking, looking at that. But I think it will work for what we want it to. And then let's take our little foliage piece and just stamp with that. Right, to colour these, I'm going to take something that we were playing with at the end of last week. On Friday I had a couple of classes. One was adding metallics to things. The other one was the soft pastels. So I think we'll have a bit of play with the soft pastels this morning. So here they are, if you've not come across them. You get these 8 colours. They come in this little box with its foam insert to try and protect them a little bit and stop them snapping, but it's not the end of the world if they do. I'm going to take that stamp off of that block for just for now. And I'm going to take my take a pick tool, and I've got the pointy end on it, but I'm going to take out the pointy end, turn it round, and now I have this palette end on here. Take your pick tool is so wonderful, all these little bits and pieces. Right, what colours shall we go for? I think I'm going to have a bit of the Poppy Parade, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the end of my palette just to scrape some of that pastel onto my block just there, and have some Daffodil Delight, and we'll have some Granny Apple Green. Now you can do lots of things with these, as we discovered the other day. I'm just going to take a cotton bud here, or something similar, and let's pick up some of this yellow dust. I'm just going to dab that into the middle of this flower and give it a bit of a, you can just use your finger for this sort of blending with these chalks, but because I want it to be a bit more directional and intentional, I'm going to use this end of this just going to put a little spot in the centre there, and we'll come on over to this one and put some in there. I'm going to turn this round. I'm going to pick up some of the Poppy Parade. And let's come in here. I could go in direct with the pastels. That would give a sort of darker colour. I'll go over where this has all been stamped, just so that it picks up any shading. I'm not going to be worried too much about it going over the edge. Let's catch these buds. And this flower just here. You could of course use sponge daubers to do this. Any little tools that you find that to hand that will work. I'm sure people are coming up with lots of suggestions. There we go. I'm going to come back to the side that I've used the yellow with to pick up the green. Not going to be too worried if we've got a little bit of yellow blended in with that green. Just bring some green down these stems. Just puffing away the excess chalk, so you do create dust when you're doing this. But it's quite a nice, satisfying way of adding colour. Just spot some over the top of there, and then we'll do the same with these bits down here. So you can see that little bit of dust on my palette went a long way. These lovely pastels will last you a long time if you haven't come across them. They're actually in the annual catalogue, and they would be quite easy to miss. They're tucked away a little bit. So if you come to page 126, right down here in the bottom is this soft pastel assortment, and here in the UK they are $8.25, whatever the equivalent is in your market. I'm just saying, you get these 8 colours. I have labelled mine so that I know which colour is which, but they're Daffodil Delight, Mango Melody, Poppy Parade, Gorgeous Grape, Mossy Meadow, Coastal Cabana, Granny Apple Green and Night of Navy. And they are really rather pretty. Oh, just added, that was the wrong end. Just added a bit of red in there. Okay, let me just move that to one side for a moment. Now what I am going to do, because I'm going to be adding these to a project and I'm going to be die cutting them and all sorts of things, on my trolley here somewhere I have a tin of hairspray. So I just sent Mike to Tesco's, to the supermarket, to pick up the cheapest hairspray he could find. So let's just spray over that, and that will just help to set that a little bit. It will give like a varnishy cover. It will intensify the colours slightly. I don't know whether you can give it quite a sheen too. I'm just going to leave that to one side for a minute to dry while I sort out my diaries and things. I'm going to pick up a bit of kitchen towel. Give that a wipe. Even, you know, with that little bit, I've got quite a bit of dusty stuff I'm picking up on there. I scrubbed that mat after we'd finished on Friday. So you do have to be aware of that dust, particularly if you're going in and adding water to something afterwards. You might well find that it travels. I might have gone a bit mad with that hairspray. I need to have been a little bit further away. Just run slightly. Right, let's start getting ourselves a card base ready while we're doing this. Let's cut this in half. And square it. Just going to grab this rectangles, hopefully. Throwing stitched rectangles on the floor. Right, I think we've got some Poppy Parade in there, and we've got some Daffodil Delight and some Granny Apple Green. Let's go. Take a piece of Poppy Parade. Oh, that's just perfect, isn't it? We'll die cut that out of there. I think we'll just about get that out of there too. Made to measure. Die cut those. I would if I'd got the other end of my machine, my other plate. There we go. Just going to run that through the cut and emboss. I was waiting for a big clunk at the end as I ran that through. Often you get a big clunk with these stitched frames. Just take off that excess, and I'm just going to run my nail around that inner piece. And then let's do the same with this granny apple green piece. I'm going to grab an embossing tool, I think. I'm going to take the one that is called Pretty Flowers, and I'm going to run my Poppy Parade piece through with that embossing folder. Now this is a standard embossing folder, which means I want my plate number 1 and my 2 plate number 3s. Always run your embossing folders through your machine, sort of fold first. This is such a pretty embossing folder. So that's given that back stitched panel a little bit of texture. Right, let's bring these in. Have we dried enough? Let's take our large pieces and our foliage piece, and let's die cut these. We've got that one and that one and these little foliage pieces. I'll just run those through my machine. I'm going to take a little bit of washi tape with these, just because the card has just bowed slightly with the addition of the hairspray. And let's just going to take down my dies so they don't wobble. We've got a pigeon tap dancing on the roof, if you can hear that. And let's have this little one just here. Thank you, Angie. Oh, Angie's been creating ice cream cards. Right, there's one little piece of foliage. And floral. Another floral. Just peel that off. And we'll just run these 2 pieces through. piece I accidentally added some red to, but I quite like the way it's giving it a bit of a tint. Happy accident, as often happens. And last but not least, so there's all our pieces die cut. And just searching through my bits and pieces. Not finding what I'm looking for. Let's have a look. All these lovely embellishments and things. That's what I was looking for. Just wondering. Whether we'd like an addition of a doily on there. Should have one more little piece of foliage somewhere. Where's that gone? Have I scooted it off somewhere? Well, that's very odd. One piece of foliage has gone missing. Now I could do with something else in the background there, just because that's rather a lot of white space around there, I think. I'm going to leave it as white space. I'm just going to put another layer in it, just so that it's not just flat. So I'm going to cut this piece of white, whether it's 10 by 14.4. Just have that as another layer. That's better. Just needed something. Perhaps can't hardly see that, but just by adding that extra layer in, it's just brought that up a little bit. There's my third piece of foliage. Okay, so let's start building this card. Hi Glenda, I'm very well, thank you. Hope everybody else is well. I'm going to put down that layer. So I'm sticking it directly on, and it is just, it catches the eye and sort of gives a bit of sense of something else behind there. Bring in, I think, some seam binding. Put a bit of glue on there. I've not stuck that down, and I'm not yet sticking this one down, because before I stick it down I'm going to add some of this seam binding round it and just tie it off with a bow. Bring that down to that edge. off, then we can twiddle with that till we're happy with it. Now the huskies have started. Right, let's stick that in place. Like that. Then let's bring in our flowers. Now this one I'm going to lift up onto some dimensionals. Get my bin off the floor and put those back straight into the bin. Right, so let's have that coming here somewhere. And this little bit here I'll have coming out from behind that one. Might need to lift that slightly. And we'll stick that one down directly onto our card. I think about there. And we've got our little bits of foliage. Let's have one in here. And it's just meant that that one flower we've been able to build up. Oh! Well spotted. My vellum. I've forgotten my vellum. Can I still lift these? Are we in time? I think we may get away with that. Yes. Well spotted. What I'm going to do is just going to put some bits of glue. Let's turn that round so it's the right way. Into the centre. Let me find my pointy bit and we'll take a pick tool because there's a couple of bits there that haven't popped out. Now I know I've got glue in the middle there, but I'm going to, that's okay because that will all be covered. I'm going to put this here. I may need to trim around my bow in a minute. Or what I could do is just take my scissors and snip along there. And bring my bow on the top, just like that. Magic. Right, where were we? Well spotted, Jane. Thank you. Let's go back to building these up. That one in there. That one in there. We'll have this one coming down here. This one coming down there. We have our bits of popped out vellum from on there. A bit more of a tweak with our bow. Thank you, because I think that vellum does look pretty in the back there. Though it wouldn't have been the end of the world. It would have been frustrating when I realised. Right, now we need a little one of the greetings to go with this. That love you friend is quite nice, isn't it? Let's have that one. And I think we'll stick with white and with black. I have my big scissors just because I find those easier. I'll have those popped up. And a couple of dimensionals. There's a delay as well, Jane, so you typed it and then there's a delay anyway. I'm going to have that foliage is coming over the top, I think. And then thinking possibly pearls. Oh, there's no. Let's just pop my pokey end back in the take your pick put tool. And I'll just add a few little pearls in there. Right, so that is using the stamp set and colouring it with the pastel. So if you've not had a play with the pastels, do have a play. They are good fun. We spent a happy couple of hours on Friday morning playing with those. And I do have the YouTube video and the recording of the class and the documents and things that we used. So if anybody does want to access those, do give me a message, and I'm sure we can arrange something if you would like some ideas for things to do with pastels. So that's that one. But for the next card, I think we're going to have a play with the other dies. So these ones, and I thought we'd go a little bit sort of subtle sort of colours. I grabbed the hand penned pack of paper, because although there's these really pretty florals, and these florals actually work quite well with these florals, there's also on the backs of these papers are these really lovely sort of subtle backgrounds. Somewhere I did think I'd wicked one out. Along with perhaps I didn't, or if I did, I don't know where I put it, but that's not a problem. We can work around that. I've got some mint macaron card there, because paper that caught my eye as a background with this lovely stripe, mint macaron stripe just here. So let's make ourselves a card base, and I think we're going to cut our card this way at 10.5. Let's make a long thin one. Let's turn this round, and oh, I'm glad, Jane, thank you. It would not have been the same without the last minute addition of the vellum. So well spotted. It's a good job you're all here. Okay, let's cut a piece of this paper. So we'll do, I think we'll go the full 14.9, and let's just throw the mouse off the edge. It's not good. Where's that gone? Hasn't interfered with anything this time, no. I'm going to cut this at 5 centimeters, I think, to come down the side here. I think I'm also going to just grabbing the penned flowers dies, because I'd like this nice scallop just here. I'm just going to see what alternative white I've got. I just want not quite. No, that's a 14.4 length. I don't want it 14.4. I need it to be longer than that. That would work. Right, I'm going to cut a piece of white. And I'm going to run it through with this scallop so I get sort of a lacy edge. And then we have a piece of white card with a lacy edge. The washi tape pulled it slightly, but I'm not worried about that. I need this just to be narrower than my paper, because I'm just going to put the paper over the top like this to give that a white lacy edge, just like that. A nice way to use up a bit of scrap card. I don't think it's going to be long before I'm going to need to treat myself to a new bucket of Tombow. Let's line that up along there, giving us that really pretty lacy edge. And we're going to leave it so that there is a slight border of mint macaron that side. And I might need, if I make sure that's level at the top, this might just need trimming very slightly at the bottom. Easy what that little border can do, that makes it look very sort of lacy and pretty. Right, let's take some of these here. So we've got this large sort of detailed piece with a large background that goes with it. Then you've got this almost bud type piece here with a background that goes with it. The leaves, you've got again a detailed piece and a background piece. And then you've got this little leaf and this solid flower. So let's have a play. What colours shall we play with? I've picked out some petal pink. I thought that would be quite pretty. I have got some Calypso coral. They might be quite nice together. And shall we have some So Saffron little flowers? We've got mint macaron here for the leaves. Let's see how that goes. Let's die cut some of these. So I'm going to go background with Calypso coral, and the front piece with petal pink, and we'll do that with both the big flowers and the buds. We'll have the leaves in mint macaron. Let's throw in a little one there because we can, and So Saffron little flowers. Right, okay, let's do some die cutting. These are the background pieces. If I do a couple of each of those, might not need all of these, but we can, it gives us options. Finish cleaning those ones up later. So there's two big backgrounds, two big flowers, two buds. These are the detail pieces. poke out the holes on that one. You could have some fun with some flowers just by die cutting this in a couple of different colours and just adding the inners in a different colour. But that's for another day. And this one. Sorry, I should have die cut these all before, shouldn't I? It's a bit like watching paint dry, isn't it? Let's get rid of that. And we'll do some mint macaron ones and one more flower, bit of flower. There's the intricate leaf. And last run through. Here's the rest of our leaves. Right, let's get that off of there. Move away these bits of scrap card. Pop that out. And let's start to see what we've got. So we've got I need to line that up properly in a minute. You've got this big flower here. This big flower. I've got two smaller flowers, sort of bud type things going on. A whole load of little bits that we're going to push to one side. Got three. Little flowers there. And some leaves. Now we might not use all of those on our card, but we have a floral selection. So saying they're quite a good size flower. So let's just bring some of these together. So I'm just going to pop some, or I will if I can get it to come out. Ooh, now it's going to come out in far too quickly. Just going to pop a bit of glue in the centre. Now then, it's finding they do match up. No, that's the pointy one. That's it. They do sort of go just the one way. You have to find the right combo. Look at that blobbed glue on there. Got glue everywhere. Let's put some glue in the centre of this one. Like that. That's actually torn slightly, so we may either not use that one or disguise it. We will wait and see. These you've got a little bit of a slightly bigger area to add your glue to, and they're very obvious which ways obviously those go. Got these little yellow flowers here. It's got a bit still in the centre. What you can do, of course, and I never think to do, I always forget, is you could have die cut these fancy pieces with double-sided sheets, and then they will just stick directly on. We'll have two of the big fancy leaves. Oh. Let's have one of these, just little leaves coming in there somewhere. Right. Now this big one just here, we'll start with that one and find where I've buried all my dimensionals. Let's have a nice big dimensional in the back there, and then we can lift that one up and have a little bit of, we'll stick that one down, and we'll stick that one down. Now these two yellow flowers here, we'll have one stuck down just there, but this one I need to put some mini dimensionals on, and we'll have that tucked under there and raised up. This leaf and tuck in there. So we coming underneath that raised one. And I think we'll put some dimensionals on this one as well. Raise that up. We have this coming down there, I think. Bit of flower arranging. So obviously these you can sort of have a bit of a play with your combinations of colours, or you could use, like we have with the leaves, the same colours and just get that bit of dimension on the flowers. Let's come back to our greeting. I think we should be able to squeeze that in there. Happy birthday. Just going to grab some white thread. I need to put some more thread on my next order. Along with a glue dot. They've changed the way that the glue dots are running, so I've got one set of glue dots this side of the room where you have to pick the glue dot up from the underneath, and I've still got a remainder of a box over the other side where you pick them up on the top. So I'm still at the stage where I'm desperately hunting every time I go to my glue dots for which side they are. Let's just trim that off. What shall we have on this one? So much to choose from. We have some champagne rhinestones, actually. They're quite nice with that petal pink and calypso coral. Put those back in the box. Okay. So we've got the shaded summer stamp set. Then we have that fabulous set of dies that's coming from the Sale-a-Bration that you're going to be able to earn from tomorrow if you place an order of £90 or more. So whether you are using the stamps or the dies or a combination of both, you can create some really pretty cards. So there's our 2 cards for today. One's been coloured with our pastels, one's been die cut. Yeah, good fun. You're obviously going to need to put an insert in the front of this one, so we could perhaps use our leftover flower and leaf on that insert to decorate in there so that that's not wasted. So I hope you've enjoyed playing with a bit of shaded summer and summer shadows dies. So you've got 11 dies in there. So shaded summer, summer shadow dies, all good fun. Look out for the celebration and the new mini catalogue that is launching tomorrow. And we may not have done Christmas today, but I suspect with the launch of that catalogue there'll be quite a lot of Christmas coming up, so hold on to your hats. Okay, what did we do with that mouse? There we go. So that's us, I think, finished for this morning. Enjoy your week. Say if you need a catalogue and you're here in the UK, then do get in touch. If you're interested in accessing that pastels class, do get in touch wherever you are in the world. And we'll be back on Friday with some more crafting. So I really look forward to seeing you all there. Have a lovely week. You're very welcome, Neat. Hope that ironing's nearly finished.